Okay, hi everyone, welcome back. And in this update, we are going to check out XCN's price chart. And I'm not really sure if I have good news for you. So let me just start with this. I think this is actually, I'm gonna say actually not only in XCN, but also in a lot of other altcoins as well, our last chance to recover. Why? If you remember, the last time that we talked about XCN, we were right in here, and the idea was that we can consider maybe in here having an A correction for wave B and another move down into our C leg in order to complete the sub waves on a higher degree for maybe a W, X, Y in form of a double zigzag, and hopefully this is going to be a 5 wave up followed by a correction down, and the next move we can say maybe it is going to be on the upside, assuming that off of this important level we see some very strong reaction. And so far at least I think it is very much fair to say we are not seeing a strong reactions. And by the way, this is now not an ABC. Instead, if I just zoom in more, okay, this can be from the highest high in here, 5 down into A, correction for wave B, and maybe like a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wave down into our C leg. If you want to go with an optimistic possibility, suggesting in Onyx we are quite close to reach to our final low. Now, why am I a bit skeptic about this scenario, and why did I tell you also at the beginning of the video that this is our last chance? You see, we talked about this area so many times. This is a support from weekly and daily time frame at the same time in XCN, and it is unbelievably important. Why? Because under here we really do not have a whole lot of strong supports, and basically if we manage to get a break of this thing, we may see something like a 40 to even 50% move down in order to reach to all the way down here around the next important region between 0.2 to about 0.4 of a cent area, which is really not what we want to see. Now, you might say, well, okay, right now we are under this support, so should we consider this level as broken? I'm gonna say not really. Why? Because remember, we said this is from daily and weekly time frame at the same time. In other words, if you want to say this is broken, you need to go on weekly chart and see a candle close under here followed by a pullback to the broken region, and then a continuation of the move down in order to take this important low. And right now in Onyx, we still do not have even like a candle close yet. So first things first, wait until the end of the week and then check out this chart. If we get a candle close, this is going to be your initial bearish setup. Followed by that, if you see a very slow and choppy move on the upside, and if you want to look for signs of a correction, you need to actually check out H1 time frame. And I'm telling you right now, in case you identify a very slow move, which is going to take some time, but it's not really going to get you around these areas, okay, at that point, this is going to be a warning sign for you, suggesting, you know what, maybe we are going to get a rejection from this level, and it means, well, unfortunately, this is going to be broken, and our move down can continue for quite some time. Now, a 40 to 50% drop in Onyx, I am going to argue, requires having some decent moves on the downside in Bitcoin in order to take the whole altcoin market down with it once more. And that I think can be up for the base. However, right now in Bitcoin, I do actually want to be a bit optimistic and argue maybe this is going to be the beginning of a decent move on the upside, but even that's not really a given. So what you should do is this: you need to actually check out Bitcoin's price chart and see what is going on. And if we manage to get a break of that 116 level, okay, at that point, you can also be a bit more confident about XCN not really getting a break of this level as well. And hopefully we are going to recover from here and get a good move on the upside. As long as in Bitcoin, we are going to stay strong, I think in XCN we are good. However, on the other hand, if in Bitcoin we get a move down and I don't know, maybe we even get to somewhere around the 100 to let's say even 95k level, at that point, I'm gonna say probably in some altcoins, we are going to see some good moves down, and XCN might unfortunately be one of them, since under this level, again, we really do not have a whole lot of strong supports. Now, What is going on in terms of indicators? Do they also support this scenario? Let's go on weekly time frame, zoom in more. Okay, as you can see in MACD, yes, we still have a sell signal. Also, the same goes for stock RSI, but in stock RSI, we are kind of around the oversold region. So maybe this does actually suggest that bears are running out of steam. However, as long as number one, you're not seeing a buy signal in stock RSI, and number two, you're not seeing Onyx getting back above this important level, which the higher band of it is about, let's say, 0.96 of a cent. I think you need to be a bit patient because right now the setup, I'm not going to deny it, is actually unfortunately quite bearish. And again, you also should have another eye on what is going on in BTC, because that is really going to ultimately determine what is going to happen to a lot of altcoins. Now, what about daily time frame? Well, okay, I'm not really sure if I have good news for you, because in a stock RSI, recently we got a confirmed sell signal, and in MACD, although we do have a buy, I think we are going to get a sell signal soon, and that could potentially send XCN further down. And again, please, 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 please have your eyes on that weekly candle. If we get a candle close under this important level, which the lower band of it is about 0.87 of a cent, we are going to be in a world of trouble. And let's even consider like an optimistic scenario, because in a lot of the videos, I'm telling you that Onyx is basically in this beautiful descending channel, and maybe in XCN, we're just going to have a continuation of this move down and reach to about the lower band of this channel, and not this important level all the way down here. And this is about, let's say, 0.7 of a cent, meaning we're gonna have maybe like a 15 to 20% move on the downside maximum. Okay, you know what? Fair enough. Let's consider discount. Personally, it's not really my favorite, but let's consider this possibility. Even in this scenario, I'm telling you right now, recovering from here, in other words, getting a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wave up, which I think right around the end of our wave 5, we are going to be around this important level once more, and then we're going to get a rejection, something like this. This whole phase, I promise you, it is going to take some time, and it is going to be unbelievably annoying in XCN, okay? Breaking this level, in my view at least, could be that much of a big deal. And if we confirm that this level is broken, maybe we should actually play a bit of a defense and not really count on like a massive bounce back. Right now, at least, I think there is still some hope, but again, based on what I'm seeing, I'm gonna say this might be our last chance in Onyx. So let's hope that in the next 48 to 72 hours, we are going to get a daily candle close above this area. And if we also end up having a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in that phase, okay, that can be an awesome sign suggesting, you know what, hopefully this bullish setup is in play, meaning this 5 wave up, into a wave 1, this correction for wave 2, and what's next? Maybe we are going to be in a beautiful uptrend into wave 3 and 4 and 5. Do not get me wrong, I really want to see this scenario play out, but at the same time, I do like to be realistic, and the realistic side of me basically screams that we should not break this important level, okay? I just said it so many times in today's update, because trust me, this is truly that significant. So I hope I explained everything well and you understood what is going on in Onyx Coin's chart. Anyway, if you found any value in my content, I would really appreciate if you like this video and consider subscribing to my channel and follow me on Twitter. And if you want more, maybe you want a complete analysis for your own specific crypto, or maybe you want to learn some decent TA in order to be able to make good money in the markets, you can become a member and ask me anything you want. And until the next update, I hope you have a wonderful time with your family and loved ones. Goodbye.